Welcome back, welcome back, welcome one, welcome all to another episode of Quiet Storm Sports. The Ravens plan on using more wide receivers this year, and this is per Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta in an interview. I got my guys with me today. I got my guy Coach, and I got my guy Nitro here.
What up,
We're
what
gonna
up, what
chop it up
up?
about these Ravens. Yes, sir. We're gonna chop it up about these Ravens. Are they paper champs? I mean, like, did this draft really make us better? Did it raise the floor of the team, or did it actually raise the ceiling of this team? Is it going to help out this team in January? We're going to get into all of that here on this episode of Quiet Storm Sports. Like the video. Yes, sir. Like I said, we are back with another episode of Quiet Storm Sports here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through and watching live with us here. If you are live, if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, big salute to you as well. Either way, leave a like down below. Also, leave a comment with any comments, questions, concerns, whatever you got for this episode. Again, the questions that I led the episode off with: did this draft really raise the ceiling of this team, or did it just raise the floor? You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's saying it's a great draft, but I want to get you guys' opinion on it. Make sure you drop it down below in the comments. But listen, like I said, I'm joined by two very special guests here today. We got our guy Nitro from the Wonderkin Show. Let's go ahead and clap it up for him. Thank you for coming back on, bro. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Yes, sir. And then we also have, of course, frequent face on the channel. My guy, Coach Evans. I was live with him during the draft. Clap it up for him as well. Did a great job
What's up, good people?
in this pre-draft process, breaking it down, and Draft Junkies every week. Him and Chris and the boys over there, they put in a lot of work. And then, for it all to kind of come to a head in the draft, and, those guys to just, it was amazing. Honestly, Coach, when I was on the live stream with you guys, like, we were going through guys just getting taken off the board, and you guys were able to speak to a whole bunch of different players in a way that, like, you could only do if you really spent time and, like, kind of did your homework on them. So again, on behalf of the Ravens flock, thank you. And everybody, all the Ravens content creators who focused on the draft, because it's not easy to do. But like I said, got my guys Nitro and Coach back here in the building. And most importantly, you are here. Each and every one of you are here. Again, shout out to the live chat. I do want to go ahead and give a quick shout out. We got Lisa in here. Tila's in the chat. What up, Tila? Want to give a shout out to our members.
Okay.
What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for coming through. I see Bo Nose in the chat. What up? Lisa's in the chat. Ashley's in the chat. Dr. Kush and King Blaze. Shout out to you all. Appreciate y'all for coming through and joining us here today on this episode of Quiet Storm Sports. Fellas, how you been? I haven't talked to you two gentlemen in a pair in a long time. Not a long time. It's been about 3 weeks, but it feels like a long time because I always miss our conversations. Our conversations are great. Nitro, I want to start with you. I haven't talked to you since the draft happened. What is your current assessment of the team? And like I kind of asked the Ravens flock and the Rain Gang to start the show, do you think that this draft really raised the floor of this team or raised the ceiling?
It did both. It did both. Look, it's not just the draft. It's everything. The coaching staff, getting younger guys that can, fill in for some of the older veterans, like the KVNs that look like their time had finally come. Finding those pieces that can contribute now, specifically Vega, you know what I mean, to protect your big money player, i.e. Lamar, and able to open up, passage lanes for your Hall of Fame running back. So I think it did both. I like the draft overall. I gave it a B plus. The only reason I didn't give it A because I don't believe in giving drafts like just an A, even though we joke around about it, because we don't know what these players are going to become. We hope they become something great. But I like to see that our team has taken a more forward approach to try to get us the stuff that we need. Because let's be real, Coach. Let's be real, son. They weren't doing that before. They were not. They weren't even trying to swing. They were like, nah, we're good. Yeah, guys. Yeah, we got it. Everything you need. Yeah. So now that having us get some guys that truly have high ceilings, innately even looking at that, I believe it raises our floor and raises our ceiling. Because if any one of those, let's say Zion, Vega, I like Randall, right? If any one of those, two of those three do start to do very well, we're going to feel that for years. So I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So it would have reverberating effects on the team. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm right there with you for most parts. I actually gave the draft a C plus. I gave it a C plus only because I felt like in rounds 2 and 3, they kind of just not to just say like just be lazy and say they didn't go with like the consensus, but it just felt like they reached for some players in some spots that they shouldn't have reached for them in. For example, I thought that wide receiver would have been attacked in the second round with that 45th pick, and then maybe you go edge in the third, or maybe you go center after that. They didn't end up addressing center at all. All in all, I do like a lot of the draft picks. I said it on the main pod yesterday, or maybe 2 days. Yeah, 2 days ago with Alex. All these days are running together. But I said on the main pod, I was like, I think we did get better. However, there were some guys like in Ted Hurst, Chris Brazzell, you know what I'm saying? Like there were some guys that were available like in that second round that really, really could have, elevated this team. And I just didn't know. I can't really speak to it because Eric DaCosta and all those guys, they're all going to have their individual, their big boards, their draft boards, and they're just going to stick to that. So it's about who they liked, and I can't be mad at that at the end of the day, right, Coach?
Exactly. For me, I actually gave it A minus. I mean, A minus. The only pick that I didn't like, was Lane. But after sitting back and looking at it and getting Sarratt behind him, it made me okay with the Lane pick because Lane is the risk. I'm sorry, the risk of the draft. He's a guy that can be really, really special, or he can fade away in the next 4 years. And so to me, he's the only risk we took in the draft. I think everybody else we drafted was solid, not including the 7 rounders. I don't count them guys. Even though I think Benny
Yeah.
will be really good. Did I put it out? Well, I cut up Benny today, so I was able to watch him some, and so I
Yeah.
kind of like what I saw out of Benny in that film session. So I'm good with every pick, with the exception of Lane. I'm coming around to Lane, seeing more stuff about it, getting more film about it. But even though watching more film, what people think Lane is, he is not. But he has the potential to be a monster.
I
Yeah.
want to say this too to the second pick because that it came out. So everybody knew that we wanted Vega for the first, right? Everybody, right? And it
Hmm.
came out that EDC was actually not going to take Vega. He was actually going to move down in the draft to get more picks. And it was our coach, Minter, that said, nah, homie, give us the protection. And that gave us Vega. And then after he gave him Vega, he went full BPA because on their board, their top 25 players, Zion was in there. So they truly believe that they got 2 first-round picks in their first picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they also believed the same thing last year when they got Malachi Starks in the first round and Mike Green in the second.
True.
Hey,
True.
yeah, hey, I was
True.
against that though. I'm not against
Yeah.
this. I was against that though. Just being fair.
That's fair. Fair. Yeah, I get that. Nice little warm up question there. Listen, guys, I want to talk about these wide receivers because today Eric DaCosta was heard in an interview with the Baltimore radio, basically saying and kind of alluding to what this Ravens offense is going to look like in 2026. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that.
It'll certainly look different at times. I mean, in the end, there's only so many different things you can do. But formationally, I think you'll see us in 3 and 4 wide receivers, probably a little bit more. We won't be using, as you alluded to, a fullback. We've got 4 tight ends on the roster. The idea would be really to, create sort of a surprise element to the offense where defenses really don't get a sense for what we're trying to do in any given play. With a fullback in the game, most of the time you're going to run the football. With tight ends, there's still the element of the passing attack and throwing the ball. So, I think is that going to be 12 personnel, 13 personnel, whatever that might be. It's going to be multiple. And having these receivers on the roster now, we feel really strongly about the 6 guys that we have. The tight ends, they all do different things really well. Our running backs is second to none. And I think the thing that our offensive line is going to be able to do really well is pass protect. We feel really good about Ronnie Stanley and Roger Rosengarten. I think our guard position is evolving. We feel really, really good about that compared to last year. And obviously, centers are kind of a position right now in a state of flux, and we're trying to figure that out. We weren't able to address that in the draft. There are a couple guys that we really liked in the draft at the center position, but the board didn't fall the right way. Fortunately, we have time. We don't play games until September. There will be some opportunities for us between now and then to address the center position, whether that's free agency, the draft, other things, a trade, whatever that might be. There'll be different things that we can do. It didn't work out for us this past weekend, but I think that there may be some potential trades we can look at and some other things we can do to address that position. But overall, we felt really, really strong about the players that we added.
All right, so you get the gist of it, and we'll get to the whole piece about the center here in a few minutes. And what I want to do is I want to bring this screen up here because he mentioned 11 personnel being something that you will probably end up seeing more this year in this Ravens offense. So what you're looking at here is the Ravens lined up in 11 personnel as it stands right now, as it would stand right now. Disregard Faalele and everything in the middle, right? But just look at the receivers. You got Bateman, Flowers, and then you got Tez Walker on that other side. I want to toss it to you here, Nitro, first. I mean, if we're going to be playing more wide receivers, what do you think about that? I mean, do you trust that? Who do you expect to step up? What are your thoughts on it, bro?
All right. So strictly wide receivers. All right. Yeah. And I'm saying this from the heart. I want to move on from Rashad Bateman.
Wait, hold on. Wait, wait. You're not just gonna start it off talking about some you want to get rid of. You're not just gonna start it off. Nah, that's what we're not doing here. Not on Quiet Storm, bro. I'm sorry. We can go back and forth on this, but nah, just go another direction. Just start it off somewhere different. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen,
Tez Walker is right there on the screen, bro.
I know. Right there on the screen. Know. What if that's listen? I'm gonna be real with y'all, right? And this is where I'm coming from with this. So I'm speaking in the wide receiver as a whole, right? We got a lot of young guys. We know who our star receiver is. That's Zay, right? Bateman is a guy who we thought could be our true number one, right? And I would like to see more of Tez. Now we got some young guys on the team with Sarratt and Lane. And Lane is what, a third round pick? You don't pick him there if you don't want to play him. Coach, am I tripping on that?
In theory, you correct.
So, you know where I'm coming from? So he's going to have a fast track into playing. And I think Tez Walker attacks the defense in a way that opens up the field better than what we have at Rashad. And so do I like the wide receiving core as of right now? I think it is good. I don't think it's great. But once again, that is to be seen by these young guys because we don't have another veteran in this receiving core that we think is going to be able to step up.
Wait a minute, Nitro. Wait a minute. What do you think? And maybe you mentioned this, and maybe I'm just getting lost here a little bit, but what do you think Tez Walker does better than Rashad Bateman?
He threatens the defense better. I think that I think that he's faster. I think he threatens those safeties. I think anytime he's going to be on the field to be a deep threat, and also he has better hands to me. So if he's going to get on top, of the defense, then it opens up everyone because now those safeties can't cheat. They got to, when he starts going this way, they got to start chopping backwards, which opens up the underneath in the middle for those tight ends and for that little guy who is actually our star receiver, Zay Flowers. It gives him more room to work. And I get it that you might disagree with that, but to me, that's what I see.
But like Rashad Bateman, you could just take a look back at 2024. Right? Like when the last time the offensive line was at least somewhat competent, right? He was doing all the things that you said. He was a deep threat. In 2024. He was our best deep threat in 2024.
So you're looking at the 1 year out of, is it 6 years or 5 years?
The 1 year that he actually became a focal point in the offense. Yes, that's the 1 year I'm looking at. That's correct.
But when I'm at the end of that year.
the end of that year.
Yeah, I'm saying most
Well,
specific to your point, he became the lead option toward the end of it. I'm making your point with you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he did. But my thing is though, like, I don't understand why everybody is just so out on Rashad Bateman. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? Like, he shows all of the tools. He has all the tools, and when Lamar is healthy and that offensive line is actually protecting Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman's not just out there going through the motions. No, he's actually out there cutting dudes up with his route running and actually getting open and scoring touchdowns. Most importantly, scoring touchdowns. Unlike another wide receiver that the Ravens have, and I love Zay Flowers. You know, I'm gonna just call it what it is. But he don't score touchdowns like that. I value receivers who can score 6 points. Right? I value receivers who can get the offense off of the field. You know what I'm saying? And Rashad Bateman, he deserves more of those opportunities with a competent offensive line protecting Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying.
After 5 years.
Over Tez Walker.
So hold.
Yeah, don't put Zay in the Nitro. We talking about him and Tez Walker. Don't put Zay in.
Listen, okay, fine. I'm not even gonna put Zay into it. Right? How much longer are you willing to give him? That's the question that no one seems to be willing to answer. Are you willing to give him a whole nother year to prove himself? And if he falls on his face again, then say, it was the offensive line, it was a new offense.
I mean, but what does falling on his face look like? Only getting 2 targets a game? Like, is that what falling on his face looks like? Because he hasn't gotten the opportunities.
What are you talking about? We're talking about a guy that's quit on routes, dropped passes. He's come up small in big spots. He's injury prone. Like, the list goes on, bro. Like, I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to be the bad guy. I'm just giving. And mind you, this is why I said specifically that I would have rather Bateman get another opportunity on another team to give himself another opportunity to be the guy. You know where I'm coming from? Because I don't think he's going to ever get, after that amount of time, he's not going to get the opportunity to be the guy here. I don't see that happening, to be real. Because you can't tell me another guy that's been given 5 years to finally hit. And, I haven't seen it. I think I've seen it once. And that was like Chris Carter, and he was on crack. So, I historically speaking, and mind you, I don't hate Bateman. I would love to be wrong. I specifically stated on my show that when I look at him as like almost like a faster Stephon Diggs, right? But he is yet to get there. And my question comes out to me was that how much longer should we wait? Because you'll probably you'll say the same thing if he does bad this year.
Well, no, what I will say about Rashad Bateman is this. If this is not the year that he, has a similar season to what he had in 2024, right? I think that's kind of like the baseline for me when it comes to Rashad Bateman. He scored, I think it was 11 touchdowns total, including postseason in 2024. If he's somewhere in that like 7 to 10 range, you got to keep him. You got to keep him. But my bigger point, Nitro, was this. I don't think that Tez Walker has done quite enough, right, to warrant him getting taking away Bateman snaps. I don't see that. I get it. He has a high touchdown to reception ratio, Tez Walker does, but that's because he's on the field so few and far between. And of course, he's not quitting on routes because he's never getting in the game. So when he does get in the game, he's right. He's only getting exactly. He's only getting but a couple snaps a game. So when he does get in the game, he's like, oh no, I have to do this to put bread on the table for my family. You know what I'm saying? Rashad Bateman's on his like 3rd contract by now. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of going through the motions because he's not the number 1 option. He's not the number 2 option.
You're making my point though. That's literally my point. You're having a guy that is making the most of his opportunities versus a guy that is, your words, going through the motions and not making the most of his opportunity. I can make the argument last year with less opportunities that Bateman was outplayed by D-Hop, older, and Tez last year. And he had triple the amount of targets.
I had a question from you, and it's actually from somebody I just saw in the chat.
Yes, sir.
You're saying for Bateman to get a start somewhere else, correct?
Yeah.
So if he can't get on the field in Baltimore, who has been known for not having good receivers, what kind of trade value do you think you have for Rashad Bateman? What kind of trade market is that?
I think he'll have
other than he's cheap.
Because once again, it's all about perception. right?
The perception is he's not good.
But
We haven't had good receivers here in a long time, and he can't stay on the field.
But what I'm trying to say to that is the perception always goes to blaming Lamar. And
No.
I'm
That's
talking about the perception. No. I'm talking the perception of the media and the masses.
That's your
when they say they can't get the ball,
everybody don't listen to them, but you and Jerry.
I'm saying this is like I'm not talking about us because we don't believe that because we already know what it is. We've seen it. But what I'm saying is they always say that he has number one receivers that have been drafted in the first round, and he just hasn't gotten the most out of them. This has been from plenty of analysts that have said this. So because he's a first round pick, he can go to another team and probably try to get second targets, not first, but be the second option, even third option, and then they'll see, well, let's see if it was Baltimore, it was just him, because they said Baltimore is mostly a run team with a quarterback that's not a traditional quarterback. I'm telling you, that's how they think, that's how they do things. So that's how I was going with. Go ahead.
You're speaking in terms of media. The people that make the decisions don't give a rat's fuck about the media. That's what some people I know you love it and Jared love it, but there's a lot of people that make the decisions other than Mike Vrabel and Tarut, whatever her name is. They don't care about what the media says. They're going by what their scouts say, what other coaches say, what people around the league like. What we see on TV is for TV. The real NFL, and I'm learning more and more by getting a little closer to it, don't work like that. Some of us just take what the media saying and run with it. But that crap don't work like that. They basing it off what case in point. Kid from my high school was about to be drafted out of Mississippi State. He led the SEC in rushing. So that's 4 or 5 years removed from high school. They call his head coach in high school. They tracked me down to ask me character questions about him. They asked almost every teacher in that hallway about him. And then we went down, ain't no telling what they did at Mississippi State. So they ain't just listening to what the media say about people unless he do something wrong. If he go out and, do something crazy and get arrested, yes, it comes in then. But for the most part, they doing grassroots research on these people. A lot more than people think. Like those scouts, if they're married, they rarely see their spouse. I'm telling you, they rarely see their spouse because they be in them high schools or people they potentially gonna draft. So if you potentially got 200 draft picks, how many high schools that is you got to go to? How many phone calls that is you got to make?
Very true. That's very true. But I would rebuff this way. The media is an extension of those teams. These are the same teams that you say the media has nothing to do with, right? Weren't they the ones that decided that Lamar wasn't worth 2 firsts?
What you mean? How did the media say
it?
How did the media?
We're talking about the teams. We're talking about the teams.
That's a whole different assessment. That was and you said it yourself. That was collusion. That's all that was. Ain't nothing to do with the media. That's the owners not wanting to give somebody what they wanted. They did not want no more guaranteed contracts, and so that's what that was. It was by any means necessary. Was not going to give up a guaranteed contract. That has nothing to do with the media. That's the owners trying to make sure they kind of keep a lid on the NFL. Because the NFL cannot, and I love the players get their money, but the NFL cannot get like MLB. They cannot go no salary because for us to go to the game, we won't be able to afford them. We probably won't be able to afford to watch them, especially with everything on streaming now, if they go to no salary cap. Because that shit going to be through the roof.
But I'm not just saying that. What I'm saying is that media is an extension a lot of times of the teams. And if you watch how they've covered players and do so, they're getting their information a lot of times from the team. It's the team leaking the information. It's the team giving them that access. It's the team giving them the news. It's not them. Like, I'm not talking about Stephen A. Smith, who's coming up with just like one topic. A lot of the stuff that they get is from the team. And we should know that better than anybody because we've watched the Baltimore Ravens do it religiously.
I disagree.
Cool.
Chris M celebrating 7 months of channel membership. Appreciate you, Chris. She says asking a guy to be the guy through injury and OC offensive changes is like asking you to focus when the wasp is on your ass. Nitro, please.
You know what's crazy?
Son, you don't know what you hold on. We gotta break it down to Son.
Yeah, y'all gotta break it down to me. And Coach, I think your camera froze.
Oh, my bad.
You good.
Y'all can hear me though, right?
Right.
So
we hear you.
this morning,
we hear you.
was doing this live show, and just randomly Walsh just started showing up. And so instead of him like just playing it off and being calm, cool, and collective, he went full beekeeper on that thing. He left the screen. The Walsh was still attacking him. He thought it was dead. It flew back up and tried to bite him.
Bro,
Like,
Oh, he
when I
was
tell
going
you,
through it.
it was a struggle.
they were this big. They were this big. They were like from Jumanji. Like I
While
don't,
you was on live stream is crazy too.
bro. They were this big, bro. They were like the size from like Jumanji level, and I'm talking about it was. Bzz, 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 bzz. I'm like, nah, bro. I can't work like this.
Bro, no, I can only imagine. I get freaking pissed off when I see
Mingo
like a
had
little like
trade
gnat.
value off an
Oh,
objectively worse time in his career. Bateman, who has shown a higher career floor, definitely does have trade value depth side coaching, perception, or injury.
Shout out to Void dropping the 10-piece in the chat, getting Ruth to call out there what he's saying. Jonathan Mingo had trade value off an objectively worse time in his career. Bateman, who has shown a higher career floor, definitely does have trade value despite coaching, perception, or injury.
He
Yeah,
was a
and
first
see,
round pick.
and he was a first round pick as well. I mean, there was a reason why the Cowboys were willing to give up a third just last year for Rashad Bateman. He's got some tools, man. I mean, I just don't. Again, like I said, and I don't want to go back in circles with this, but I just don't understand the Rashad Bateman hate. Everybody is like, oh, it's time to let him go, whatever. I do think that I share the same assessment with a lot of you guys in saying that this is do or die. It's now or never for Rashad Bateman. I feel the same way about Mark Andrews, right? Because there are guys behind you now. There's guys behind you now, i.e., like we talked about, Jakobi Lane, Elijah Sarratt. And I want to get to those two in a second here as well. And then also with Mark Andrews, you've got Hibner and now Cuevas, who we just drafted. So those guys, I think, are going to be feeling the pressure. I think that actually benefits a Rashad Bateman. Do you think, Nitro, and I know you've done your Googles and stuff on Jakobi Lane. I want to stick with him for 1 second. Jakobi Lane is an energy guy, right? He's an energy guy. He's going to come in that locker room and he is going to, I think, hit it off like personality wise with all the guys on offense. You know, Lamar, Zay, Rashad Bateman, they'll probably all like him. I just think psychologically that's going to set something off in Bateman's head. Like, I can't have this guy come in the locker room and out aura me. Okay, that's just kind of like the social part of it, the psychological part of it. I think he knows that he's kind of on his last leg here in Baltimore, right? So, like you said earlier, a guy who's taken the most out of his opportunities with this fresh start, with Declan Doyle, Jesse Minter, head coach, I totally see a refresh in Bateman's mind. I think he's actually going to hit the refresh button and he's going to be good to go. Go ahead.
Okay, I got a question for you then.
Go ahead.
Just humor me.
Yeah.
So let's say Bateman starts off slow. Do you keep him in?
Define starts off slow. Because that's
Let's say the first game, 2 drops, major drops, 1 for a touchdown. Next game, not really too involved. He gets a couple targets, but he doesn't really do anything with them. Next game, same difference. And then you're looking at guys that are chomping at the bit that maybe even get 1, maybe even 2 that are doing more things with those opportunities. Would you say, nah, stick with Bateman for the rest? Or would you say, all right, maybe we should start transforming now?
Listen, the way the stat lines you just explained, right? That was Zay Flowers for like a 12-game stretch, right? No touchdowns, maybe a touchdown here and there every 6 or 7 weeks, right? But outside of that, I mean, you're getting 3 catches, 54 yards, 4 catches, 72 yards on a great day. You know what I mean? So don't act like we've got these other receivers who have been just kind of blowing it out of the water statistics-wise. So no, if he starts that way, no, I'm not going to be like, no, sit his ass down. No, he deserves to get enough time. I'd say at least by, let's put it like this, Nitro. Let's say by Thanksgiving, if he's at 500 or more yards, I would say, I'm cool. And 6 touchdowns, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns by Thanksgiving. That's all I ask. And I think he can get that. If he gets the opportunities, he will.
I'd say that 3 touchdowns, because I personally think if he gets to 700 yards, that he's having a monster year, because I think the ball is going to be truly spread around this year. Like, truly. I think we're going to have guys that are in there for certain positions. We're going to maximize what our players do well. And I think you'll have your red zone guys, you'll have your every down guys, you'll have your specialists. And so I think, this will be the year that if we're going off of what players do well, Bateman will be at the top of the progression most of the time because he is not the run around scramble drill guy. He is okay. You be at this depth at this time, the ball gonna be there. That's Bateman.
Mhm.
Now, once that
Mhm.
don't happen, you might as well have one of us three out there then because he ain't doing much after that. So, like you said earlier, son, if this crew can't get him right, he gonna be watching football here soon. Because
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think there's a
but
lot of trade value for him.
but like Nitro said earlier, like if he went to, and this is gonna, it would pain me to see this, but if he went to, I don't know, let's say the Lions, I don't know, let's say the Colts with Danny Dimes over there, he would go off. Right? Again, with a quarterback like you mentioned, who's going to hit that back foot and get the ball out, Rashad Bateman is there for you. Think about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a big game hunter. What does that mean? That means he's not always letting go of the ball as soon as he can. Right? He's looking for the big fish downfield, the biggest fish possible on every single play. He is a Madden player personified. Lamar Jackson is, So I think with that being said, Rashad Bateman, that is, doesn't fit as well stylistically in a Lamar Jackson led offense, but we have seen it work before. We've seen it work before, and this is behind like a shoddy O-line. So now with a Vinga Ione, like give him the chance. All I ask is give him the chance. And let's see another super chat donation here. Great 174. Appreciate you for the $2 making it rain. Says you give excuses for bait, but pick a Zay that's wild. All I'm saying here is give Rashad Bateman the chance he deserves with this new coaching staff. Just like you're going to have to give Mark Andrews a chance, just like you're going to have to give Roquan Smith a chance, just like you're going to have to give Marlon Humphrey a chance. And I get it. However you feel about those other guys, Rashad Bateman has proven to be a viable weapon in this offense before. And all I ask for you listening, not just you, Nitro, and you, Coach, as well, but everybody listening at home, is just give this guy a shot. He's got the tools, right? You've got a 5'9" receiver in Zay Flowers, a 6'1" receiver in Rashad Bateman, and now you've got a 6'4" going on 6'5" receiver in Jakobi Lane. Rashad Bateman is the sweet spot right there. In the intermediate this year, over the middle, he's been a deep threat before. If you give Lamar time, Rashad Bateman will shine, period.
All right. We'll get back to it.
Damn, my camera went out again.
Yeah, Coach.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that.
Because the camera agreed with me. That's why this camera doing it dirty right now. Yo.
Oh, no.
This man like,
I ain't even
Let me see here. Couple more, Coach. While you get straightened out over there, let me shout out Asmodeus here, celebrating 12 months of channel membership. Shout out to you, Asmodeus. That's a whole year of channel membership. Clap it up for him. Shout out to you, brother. And he says here, honestly, if we can trade Bateman for a center from a team like the Dolphins in some sort of package, that would be best. Otherwise, keep him. And see, this, if I agreed with this, it would mean that I'm out on Bateman, which I'm not. So, Asmodeus, I cannot agree with you here. Center should have been addressed in the draft. And that's why I give the draft a C+. I want to give it a B-. I want to give it a B+, something like that in that ballpark, but I just can't. I just can't win. What about him? What about him?
What about him?
It was a reason why he went undrafted, right? Had to be. What about Diego Pavia? What about him?
Well, Diego, that's Johnny Manziel 2.0. I'm not really worried about him.
No, don't disrespect Johnny Manziel.
I'm talking about party-wise.
Said, don't disrespect Johnny Manziel. Shots fired, man. Shots fired. But appreciate you, Asmodeus. Appreciate that. We have more super chat donations to get to here. This one's coming from Void again. Appreciate you, Void, making it rain here on Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Void says, imagine what Miami would give up for Bateman now. Yeah, what is Miami's receiving core looking like?
Nothing.
Let me actually pull that up.
They in full rebuild, so they had 13 picks this draft.
Yeah.
But he got a nice little price tag. He ain't like super expensive.
I'm just saying they in full like let's restart this thing.
Yeah, but they can get the superstar Rashad Bateman at a discount. That's how you gotta sell it. He a superstar.
No, you got to start when you reboot. You got to reboot. Because
No, see.
all the quarterback they got now, Malik Willis, he's just holding the spot for one of them 8 quarterbacks that's coming out in this draft next year.
I thought they had the guy named U2. What's it called? Starts with like an E. Didn't they have that big tall guy too?
They got Malik Willis and Quinn Ewers from Texas.
Quinn Ewers, yeah.
Yeah, Ewers. That's what I was talking about. Ewers.
He loves it up.
And in terms of their...
You watching man too hard now. You looking man next too hard.
I'm saying, cause from what I saw from this, usually when you got a lot of usually think you're tall. I didn't think he was small. I thought Ewers was like 6'3". My bad.
Yeah, no. So the Dolphins only working with Malik Washington and Jalen Tolbert as their wide receivers 1 and 2. Then they have Chris Bell and Tutu Atwell behind them. So yeah, they're definitely hurting for a wide receiver right now. Again, guys, I just don't think that it is time to trade Rashad Bateman. I mean, if they were going to do it, I would have preferred them do it before the draft, if anything. But at this point, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
4 out of 5
not a fan.
Less than 3 touchdowns.
Let me see here. I think we had another super chat donation. Let me find it. This one is coming from K-Bar Moving. Appreciate you, K-Bar Moving, for making it rain here. Says Bateman already got self-esteem issues and now 2 kids going to play over him. He ain't Peyton Lamar's fingernails. Let him go.
Yo, you need more cold. That is cold-hearted, cold-blooded. You can see something getting mad.
Listen, man. About to have me crashing out on my own show. What are we doing over here?
You can't even blame Nitro for that one. That boy hit him with the bing. Yo, them people ice cold.
That's cold-blooded right there, boy.
Cold-blooded.
Rashad Bateman he's no different than any other wide receiver. If he wants the ball, if he's not getting the ball, he's gonna be pissed. That's just what it is.
And I don't want a receiver that's not like that, honestly.
Exactly.
I don't want a receiver that don't have that mentality.
Right. You get him in a rhythm. I mean, look at what happened when Rashad Bateman first came into the league. Y'all remember 4 score and however many years ago it was when we drafted Rashad Bateman. When he first got on the field, I remember that Chargers game like it was yesterday. Right, where he was just a chain mover, certified chain mover, much like we look at a guy like Elijah Sarratt and we expect him to be. That's what Rashad Bateman was very early. That Dolphins game, the very next game, I believe it was, takes a slant to the house, right? He's catching deep balls and things like that from Lamar, and we saw that. We've seen flashes of this guy, of him going crazy. So that's all I'm saying. Again, I don't want to stay on Rashad Bateman. Let's actually talk about these 2 new kids that K-Bar Moving is talking about here. And real quick, we do have a gifted membership here from Tila. Thank you so much, Tila, our moderator in the chat. Again, if you're acting up, she's going to throw you out. So make sure you're acting right. But thank you so much, Tila, for gifting that membership there in the chat. It looks like we have some more memberships as well. Is that right? Am I seeing right here? I think I am. We had K-Bar Moving gifting 5 memberships in the chat. Shout out to K-Bar Moving. Salute to you, man. Clap it up for him. Making it absolutely rain here on this episode of Quiet Storm Sports on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Making it rain. Exactly. And if you are a recipient of one of these memberships, make sure you give them a thank you in the chat. Again, all of our members here at PRP, of course, you get access to exclusive content. You get to call into the show from time to time. And then also you automatically qualify for our giveaways, which, by the way, in 9 episodes on the main pod, we're going to be doing a giveaway on episode 410 of the Purple Rain Podcast. It's 9 episodes away. So episode 14 is obviously going to be special for us here, Baltimore fans. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And everybody who is now a member automatically qualifies. Don't know what we're giving away just yet, but stay tuned. Okay. But like I said, guys, I want to talk about the new kids on the block when it comes to this receiving core. Jakobi Lane, Elijah Sarratt. Nitro, I want to start with you on this one. Which one ideally would you want to see become the Ravens wide receiver 1? Because I've seen a lot of people say, okay, Jakobi Lane, he's got if he can really come into his own and get like physical in the NFL and stuff like that, and really be mossing dudes, he can be like almost like a Des Bryant. That's why Des Bryant was bigging him up. You know what I'm saying? He can be a guy like that. But Elijah Sarratt, he's a guy who's not as athletic, not super athletic, but he wins in other ways, kind of like almost like a Cooper Kupp or like a Puka Nacua. Which guy, and those may be two crazy comparisons, but which guy between Sarratt and Jakobi Lane are you most excited for on this Ravens team?
Jakobi Lane. It's like, it's not even like a question. It's like, it's him. Like, I think that as of right now, Sarratt is a more polished receiver, but we're talking about upside. Jakobi Lane has things you cannot teach. For one, he got mitts for hands. He has the body control to contort himself into different positions to make sure that he comes down with the ball. He got that 6'4" God-given height, and he's fast. He's like 4'4". So we're talking about a big guy that can go up and just grab the ball, who is raw. And if he can put it all together, we could be looking at something special. Like truly special that the Baltimore Ravens have never had. And when I mean never, I mean never had. A guy that can beat you all three levels and be equally competent in the red zone. At the wide receiver position, come on now, man. It's lame. Like Sarratt probably will start over him this year. But if Lane puts it together,
Yeah, because he's better. He's better than him. That's why he'll start over him. Because he's better.
He's just more polished. He's just more polished.
Which is a nice way of saying he's just better, right? So
Nah, he's just more polished.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Coach.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad, Coach. Go ahead. There you go, Coach. Yeah, I can see you again. I can look you in your eyes. Go ahead, man.
You ain't gotta see me. I'm here. For me, it's Sarratt, man, because even though I agree, Nitro, he has a huge upside, but we ain't in what if right now. Our quarterback, 29, finna be 30 soon. We in right now, and Sarratt gives us opportunity to produce right now because he can work inside, outside. Even though he's not as fast as Lane and don't have the measurables, Sarratt knows how to run routes, and Sarratt has come up clutch in the most clutch ways in his career so far, being the national championship game versus Miami. He don't miss bunnies. Even though he don't catch like everything, but he gets his hands on some balls that he probably shouldn't touch. His contested catch was not as good. It was not good, similar to Jakobi Lane. But when you go back and look at his contested catches, it lets me know Fernando Mendoza is not as good as people think he is because of some of them balls Sarratt had to try to catch, even though he's decent. Yeah, and so I think Sarratt is the best for us right now because he's going to produce for us right now. If he can't work on the outside, he has the opportunity to go inside. And with the way they are talking about creating mismatches, Zay wherever, Sarratt wherever, Bate wherever, if he's in that mix, they got pieces to create mismatches, and if they do it right, Sarratt will be a key piece of that, being able to play inside and outside, and he don't mind blocking too.
Yeah, and you know what, Coach? You just mentioned how Elijah Sarratt doesn't have the measurables. I would disagree. Because I just got done talking about Rashad Bateman and how he's kind of got everything, but Rashad Bateman only 6 feet. Elijah Sarratt 6'2", 6'2", 205, 210, compared to Rashad Bateman's 6 feet, $196. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown's only 6'1". Elijah Sarratt, he could really turn into, and this is why he's probably one of my more favorite picks of the draft, which is why I wish we drafted him before Jakobi Lane. I wish you could have kind of flipped those two picks, right? I think I talked about that yesterday on the Roundup show, Coach. But no, like Elijah Sarratt, I think he does have the measurables. I think he does have the traits. And I love the fact that he doesn't have to win with athleticism. Because guess what? At the NFL level, everybody's athletic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's athletic. So there's just certain things that you can get away with on Saturdays that you can't get away with on Sundays, right? And that's why what kind of really worries me about Jakobi Lane. But I think that Elijah Sarratt, his game definitely does translate to the next level. And I even think his ceiling can be higher. If you get that dude in a rhythm and you unlock other little parts of his game. Oh, by the way, don't forget to mention Declan Doyle. These are his babies. Right? I mean, this goes for Sarratt and, of course, Jakobi Lane, who was actually drafted higher. But these are his babies. So we're going to find out soon, quick, fast, and in a hurry, what these guys have. And I can't wait for preseason. I'll say that.
Done?
Willie got some crazy measurables. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. His measurables is kind of insane, bro.
Hey,
6'4", but yeah, I mean, it don't matter if you can't get
it
up off the
ain't
line.
about how big you are. It's about how you work.
Yeah.
Coach, listen, you know we grew up. Well, I'm from the '80s, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the
I
size
was
of the
outside
fight
in
in
the
the
80s.
dog. You feel me? But I get that. But you know what I'm saying? Like I just when it comes to having a guy that could have a 40-inch vertical at 6'4", run a 4.4, and has mitts as hands and can contort his body, he's not as stiff. That like the level, the ceiling. We're not talking like it, these are things you cannot teach. These are things you just cannot teach. So
I know one thing that he don't have that you can't teach:
what?
physicality. And they gonna get physical in the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
disrespect me like that? You saying he's soft?
It's not as easy to
I
get
didn't say that. You
vertical
said
when
that.
you got somebody
No.
being physical with you on the ground.
No, Coach. No. You were
I
like,
didn't say that.
It's AFC North ball, man.
Right.
if you're not physical, what are you?
Not physical. Hey, cause son, like when we play the Steelers, Joey Porter's gonna be right in his mouth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big
Right in
time.
his,
Big
them
time.
cornerbacks for Cleveland, right in his mouth.
He gonna grab
Now,
it right
sure.
over.
Cincinnati, maybe not so much. But
He'll be grabbing it over them like, give me my Cheez-Its.
okay.
Like when you grabbing snacks out of the bowl, give me my cookie.
Did you see a lot of that in college, Nitro? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Listen, I believe.
See.
No,
Next
your
question.
man believe. Hey, your man believe in Bateman. I
Next
can
question.
believe.
Next question.
Yo, we're
Oh
going
my
off of
gosh.
belief now and faith. Yo,
I mean, listen, I have faith. I have faith in definitely Elijah Sarratt for sure. Jakobi Lane, I think, is again more of a developmental piece to me. And there go my camera. My camera just went. I got to reboot that in a second. But I want to talk about talking about pass catchers some more. Tight ends. Obviously the Ravens get in Matthew Hibner and Josh Cuevas in the draft. EDC also talked about 12 personnel, 13 personnel, things like that. These new tight ends are going to get opportunities. Which one? Because historically speaking, the second tight end that the Ravens draft always end up outperforming the first one. In this case, I think that that's not going to be true. I mentioned it yesterday on the Ravens Roundup. I look at this Cuevas and Hibner combination like Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox for the Bills, right? I think that Hibner is going to be more of a playmaker, and then you're going to have Cuevas, who's more of a big body, right? You can get him involved in the run game and things like that. What are your thoughts, Nitro, and then you, Coach, on the tight end room right now? What can you really expect?
man, I don't tell you the truth. I don't know really what to expect from the tight end room. I think that Hibner, I said this before, athletic, 4'5", can run. He can move. Like he can move. He's not stiff. He can move. The question is how much is Mark Andrews going to be used? Because I don't care how dynamic these guys are. It comes down to how much of the share is Mark Andrews going to have at the end of the day. How much trust is he going to get from this new coaching regime? So if Mark Andrews isn't killing it and they start giving a little more touches to Hibner and stuff, I would actually pick Hibner to have a very, very good season by a second tight end measurement, right? I think Cuevas, how you ever say his last name, I think that's just an all-around guy. You can put him in the fullback position. You could put him on the line. You could use him in special teams. He's just a dog. He's just a football player. Like sometimes you get guys that are just wipe your nose, strap up your chin, let's get this party started. I feel like that he's one of those guys. Like wherever you put me, coach, I got you. And you need guys like that. But Hibner, to me, as just a receiver, to me, has a higher ceiling. And if Mark Andrews starts to stutter step this season, I think Hibner gets a larger slice of that pie. Hibner has a good year.
Yeah. Real quick, Coach, before you go, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Today, again, I am joined by my guy, Coach Evans, and then also Nitro, the Wonderkin from the Wonderkin Show. Both of their channels are linked down below in the description. So make sure you go and check their channels out as well if you have not already. Thank you again. We got one more super chat donation. This one's coming from Asmodeus. Appreciate you, Asmodeus, dropping the 2-piece in the chat. Says, call me crazy. Jose Cuervo reminds me of Kyle Juszczyk. I assume you're talking about there. Coach, do you share that assessment? And what are your thoughts on the new tight ends?
First of all, thank you, Asmodeus, for using the name that I coined for Cuevas, Jose Cuervo. But yeah, I think I like both of their skill set. They aren't just predominantly blockers. They aren't predominantly pass catchers. Both of them have a little bit more juice than Mark right now. And I was watching Cuervas like 2 days ago, and somebody mentioned him being like a young Mark Andrews, and I was thinking about it. Yes, he do look like a young Mark Andrews, and the reason I say that because the night before I had just went back and for some strange reason just watched 2019 highlights of Lamar, and you see Mark out there being athletic and trying to jump over people and run away from people, and I see that from Cuevas. I see a little bit more athletic. I see a Hayden Hurst in Hibner. And that combination when they were together was pretty dangerous. And if they can kind of get them on the field to do well with Mark too, because Mark ain't no slouch just yet, but they're jacks of all trades. And then you got Smythe there to be that fullback type when we need it. And if you get too heavy, they can motion Smythe out and let him do tight end type stuff. So again, it looks like we're going to be a very diverse offense, and hopefully, the pieces fit where they need to fit, and we can go on a run.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because I think that both of the tight ends kind of resemble a Mark Andrews in a way, and I think also what you're going to see a lot in this offense, because I still think that this offense, as much as EDC is talking about, more 11 personnel, we want to try more receivers on the field, things like that, it's still going to be a run-centric offense, right? Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are the nucleus of that offense. Even before you start talking about Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and all those boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Lamar and Derrick Henry in that offensive line. That's what it starts with. So what I think you're going to see, and I think I mentioned this yesterday on the Roundup, Coach, like I think you're going to see a lot of kind of getting teams off balance with zone runs, kind of getting defenses flowing one way and then hitting them with play action on like second and short or third and short, things like that. And then you're going to see some of these guys like Jakobi Lane kind of leak out into space, like a Matthew Hibner who attacks the seams really, really well. They're going to be streaking free. Lamar Jackson's going to find him. He has no problem with rewarding somebody who's getting vertical down the field, So I think you're going to see opportunities for these guys to step up. Matthew Hibner, for me, is the one that really, really kind of sets off the light bulb in my head because of the speed. Right, you mentioned it, Nitro. A 4.5 for a 6'4", 250-pound, 257-pound tight end. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it's like top 10 tight end speeds in the league right now. I think I can comfortably say that. So if that guy can get going, man, I mean, he's making one-handed catches and stuff like that in college too. If we can get him going, I think he can be the next Ravens big tight end. I do. Let me see. So outside of that, another one I wanted to mention, and I really want to get you guys' take on Adam Randall, right? This Adam Randall dude out of Clemson just started playing running back last year in 2025, averaged 4.8 yards a carry in his first year playing running back and had 10 touchdowns. I think that this is Derrick Henry's replacement. The dude is 6'3", 230 something. So he's not quite as big as Derrick Henry, but he is damn close, right? And like we mentioned yesterday on the Roundup, Coach, on 3rd and 4 or whatever, when you don't think that Henry's going to be in the game, okay, maybe he's not in the game, but guess who is in the game? Adam Randall, who looks just like Derrick Henry, or at least damn near close, right? Just as big and just as physically imposing, So I think that, again, Adam Randall, he's probably the future. Nitro, what do you think?
I had somebody, I don't know who did it, but somebody on my channel in the comments said, yo, Derrick Henry's name is King, Randall's name is Prince. So, and I loved it. I was like, yo, that's fire. Forgot who did it. Shout whoever said that. Let me make sure that you understand where I'm coming from when I say this. The Ravens drafted with understanding of what they have, specifically with this pick. And what I mean by that is, as good as Derrick Henry has been and still is, he won't be that forever. getting a guy that is as close to him in physical stature to be able to learn behind him, figure out the way he trains, figure out what he sees when he's on the field, look at the way he eats, how he's dedicated, how he's focused, how he's driven. That's like, bro, that's like having Michael Jordan in the late 90s, and then having Kobe behind him learning to be, hey, you should do right here. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Fade away jam. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what we're looking at with this. So, and on top of it, for everything that I said, as a runner, you cannot look at it as a minuscule part of his game that he used to be a wide receiver. So now you have a guy that's going to be able to run, and he could catch, legit like catch. That's a mismatch nightmare. Imagine him, you're like, all right, we're at single back. All right. Go out there. And then guess what? Guess who has to try it out with him? That linebacker that's only used to going north and south. And now you got this 6'3" guy running 4.5 that can just literally just jump over him, moss him, or then stiff arm him and just continue to the house. Imagine the creative matchups you can use with a guy that's the size of Derrick Henry but can catch like a wide receiver. How dangerous that combination can actually be if he reaches the level of play that we believe that he can reach. I'll tell you what, cookies. It would be cookies.
Sound good. It sound good. It does. Again, make sure y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Coach, how are you feeling about Adam Randall, man? What's your assessment on him?
First off, World Class says Adam Randall is the best wide receiver we drafted. You wild. But I think his versatility is really going to bring an element to the game that Derrick Henry really doesn't. And that's getting the ball in the flats and turning it into something big. Not to say Derrick doesn't have the potential to do that. I think you can see Adam doing that more than Derrick because of him, doing it as a wide receiver. Without the field stuff involved, seeing his call and only seeing his parents there, and then realizing that they were older parents, that kid is probably a stand-up dude. And so I can see just from that little shot why Bashotti said that Dabo said he's one of the best character guys he ever drafted. He in a room by himself with, I'm sure there's other people behind the camera, but the only people you see run on the camera is his parents. And dad's sitting there like praying while he got his hands on him. Mom realizing that this might be the call to jump around. It ain't all this hoopla. It's a grounded family, a grounded individual. And what Nitro was saying about him just following up Derrick Henry and just doing what he do, I think if that kid takes that path, he has the potential to be a really, really good one in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I agree. And one thing with Adam Randall that I really did like when we drafted him is just the fact that, and I said this yesterday too, he's an ascending talent. Like, he's a new, fresh running back talent. There's not a whole lot of tape on him, but his upside is crazy, crazy high, because what he is and what makes him so damn scary is the fact that he's a guy who, when in open space, can move like a wide receiver, right? But also at the same time, he got no problems running between the tackles. And when you have a guy like that, that is absolutely terrifying. I think I compared him to like a Cordero Patterson with a little bit more shiftiness, right? He runs kind of tall and really hard. I think that, man, the sky's the limit for this guy. And Nitro, you made a fabulous point to begin this conversation with Derrick Henry and him kind of like mentoring him, right? And kind of molding him. I want the same thing for Mark Andrews and Matthew Hibner. I don't know if you guys kind of share my assessment on that, but thank you, King Lee, for the 100 or gifted jewels. I've never seen that before. Never seen that before.
I saw that the other day. I was trying to figure out
That's what I was saying on mine. They were giving me jewels and gold coins. Someone gave you a gold coin earlier too.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that, but I didn't know what it was. I got scared for a second.
It's been showing up. It's like it's like a different way of contributing.
Oh, nice. Well, appreciate y'all.
On TikTok.
Oh, I see. I understand.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting old. But yeah, thank y'all for that. Appreciate that a lot. Let me see. Nitro got a dancing cat. I guess you got a dancing cat on yours. That's funny.
Cause you got them wonder what do you call it, Chris? Them Wonder Cats.
Thundercats.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So overall, I think those were kind of the biggest names from the draft that we wanted to speak on here, so to say. Did we touch on Zion Young?
No.
Zion Young. What are your thoughts on Zion Young? Because I wasn't a big fan of the pick at 45. I think we did kind of touch on that towards the beginning of the show. Like I wanted, a wide receiver there, maybe edge somewhere down the line. But what are our thoughts on Zion Young and what he can bring to this defense?
Coach, you want to take that first?
Now you go ahead.
All right.
Something going on. Go ahead.
I said this at the beginning that the Ravens went BPA with him. On their board, he was a top 25 player. So the Ravens truly believe they got 2 first-round picks to start off the draft. He's crazy. Yeah, thank you, T. I 1,000% agree. He's unhinged. He's absolutely psycho. He plays with ferocity. And when you see somebody of that size who has a great motor and who is playing like they're the last guy on the depth chart, just going absolutely, you know what I'm talking about? Just the hustle, like one of the top guys playing like they're the hustle guy. You know what I'm saying? It's infectious to a team. I want you to understand, especially on defense, when you got somebody that is crazy and it will run through a wall, will see a wall and go, start banging their head, you know what I'm saying, against that wall, like, you know, like this don't hurt. This don't hurt.
Yeah. That's like a psychological force multiplier for the rest of the guys. I agree.
Now everybody else is like, he you know what I'm saying? He feeling it. He's like, what? We the Ravens. What are you doing over there? It's like, he think he can. He think he the only tackler on this team. Now Roquan getting built up. Well, he think Now Roquan trying to steer you through the
and you're right. We need that. We need that young lion to come into the den and really wake it up for guys like Roquan Smith. Like, you really gonna let this young dude, I don't know how old Zion Young is, probably like 20, 21, maybe something like that. I don't know. But he is gonna come in there rah as ever. I mean, you can see that in the post draft interview and stuff like that, where he's telling the media like, hey, y'all not hype enough for me. Telling the media day one, y'all are not hype enough for me. Can you imagine what he's gonna do for that locker room?
Go find the Jakobi Lane documentary and find the part with Zion Young in it. They were training together, and he got like a 4 or 5 minute part in there, and that same energy that seems kind of reckless with what he said at halftime. You can tell the kid's intelligent, and he's a ball of energy that just needs to be unleashed on the football field. He had some great quotes on that little documentary, and like I said, it wasn't even about him; it was about Jakobi Lane. They just happened to be training together somewhere in California, and he got they talked to him and gave him a little spiel in it. And really interesting.
And real quick, I love that you said that real quick, Coach. I don't mean to pivot because I don't want to go back to Lane, but a lot of people don't understand that another reason why the Ravens took Lane, where they took him, is because of all the people that were working with him and vouching for him. Steve Smith Sr. was vouching for him. Todd Heap, I believe, was vouching for him. What's his name? Des Bryant was vouching for him. All these guys are former Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably another reason why they felt comfortable, because the Ravens like to keep things within the family. You know what I'm saying? But I think Zion's going to be a monster. And I think Kyle Hamilton, him and Kyle are going to be teaming up for some crazy hits. Jaw rattlers. Pause.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, certified crash outs. That's what Kyle Hamilton refers to himself as, and now he's got one. He's got a real one in the locker room with him. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Listen here, I wanted to bring up what you were talking about, Coach. I'm not exactly sure what point in that documentary that you were referring to. That thing is like an hour and 50 minutes, so I'd have to scrub through it a little bit. Yeah. I got to scrub through it a little. Was it towards like the middle or the end, you think, or when? I can scrub through it a little bit while we're talking, so I can bring it up for us.
I would. It's the middle. It's the middle part.
The middle. Okay.
I can't tell you no exact time, but it's the middle part.
Okay, I'll check through it. Ashley, appreciate you for the gifted membership. Let me see who was the recipient of that. Kingpin7321. Make sure you send a shout out to Ashley. Thank you so much, Ashley, making it rain here on this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Appreciate that. Void, celebrating 4 months of channel membership, says if Randall can win the RB2 spot and put up Gus Edwards numbers behind Henry, letting him truly rest when needed, he would be the best value pick. Damn, that would be a long Sunday. Think about it, guys. Think about you are the, who do we play next year? I want to say the Jags. We play the Jags. We play the Titans. We play some weaker teams. Imagine it's the fourth quarter of the game. You're down 2-3 possessions to the Ravens by this point. Derrick Henry done ran all over you all game. And it's like, all right, we just want to get up out of here at this point. And they throw in Adam frickin' Randall to close the game out. So you thought you were done tackling Derrick Henry. And now this other guy that you barely heard about from the scouting report is up here, and he's hard as hell to tackle too. I can only imagine how much that's going to deflate teams. Again, I love it. We're going to be playing some psychological warfare. I do think that this year, with leaning on teams, like we're going to be getting back to that identity. I totally agree. Let me see here. A couple more things. Let me see. Asmodeus says, with the $5 super chat donation, appreciate you, Asmodeus. Says Zion is the perfect complement to our edge room. Hendrickson is a technique, bend, and balance guy. Mike Green is a speed rusher, in my opinion. Zion is a Jadeveon Clowney type. I have not heard that comparison as of yet, but I actually kind of like it. What are you guys' thoughts?
I love it. I got a time for you too.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
31:05.
31:05. Got it. Pull that up. Yeah, let's take a look at this. 31:05. All right. But yeah, definitely Zion Young, Jadeveon Clowney. I like that comparison. We got another super chat donation we're going to get to here in just a second from the Don. Appreciate you, Don. We will bring this up here in a second. Well, actually, he says real quick, he says, Sutton, Coach, Evans, and Nitro, you know I love you, but your chat is the show. Within the show, crazy driving home, listening on Bluetooth. You know what it is, man.
Yes, it
Always.
is.
Always, man. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up here. Let me share my screen again with y'all. Bring us back over here. All right. So this is Jakobi Lane working out with Zion Young, right, Coach?
Yes.
Okay. Sure, I got you, man. Everybody want a home cooked meal, bro. You feel me? I'm pretty sure these ladies cook. Everybody cook. I know you don't cook, bro. It's lame.
He's probably one of the funniest people of all time. I'll show you. He went to Mizzou and Michigan State.
Through you, they didn't go around you, and he is going to be another guy.
Chilling with Nick, the day in the life of Z9, Z92, Lil Zion, whatever you want to call me. Hey.
This is a spot y'all go to a lot.
Nah, this is a spot I know about, bro. Do what I do on my off time, I mean. Tacos and watermelon juice. Oh, that's Jakobi Lane car right there, ain't it? The beach, I laid on the beach for a couple of hours. Besides that, I'm always playing the game. I talk a lot, bro. So
You and Jakobi play together, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Naturally knocked the hoodie.
Nah.
Chrome.
Man,
Well, he looked mad
he got
young.
one list spot.
He's a pretty good player on the game. I mean, the guy don't stay on the game long as you think he. I mean, I don't know if he's a quitter or what.
How do you like it being out here since you're from the South?
He's pretty smooth, bro. You feel me?
No, I feel you.
Richer environment, way richer environment. And anytime we may see a Bugatti Veyron or something pop up beside us during this ride, you know what I mean? Being out here, bro, it changed my mindset big time. First off, it just shows me, bro, it's way more to life, bro. Look, fast BMW right there. The food passes. How often do I come here? Out of the last 2 days, how many times have I been through here?
3 or 4 times.
I'm the taco man. They say you out to eat. The truck finna pull up where I got my second couple tacos at. Look. They got a taco truck. The biggest emphasis, bro, like I'll tell anybody, bro, whether it's my little brother, my nephew, one of my peers, my brother, even you, bro, if you was going through the process, bro. Like I don't walk around telling people like what I think is gonna happen because like I said, you don't know until you know. That's the biggest thing, bro. Like I just wanna keep my head down, bro. I think you just need to keep your head down through this process, bro. Like you said, you really don't find a person like me, my personality, to be nervous about things. But like I feel like you probably caught me more so of like going into the draft, and I have a team too as well, like other people that play this sport, and like probably I discuss some stuff with my team, whether I agree with it or not. But like I feel like at the end of the day, they know what's best for me, and I feel like I'm not even anxious anymore. I got the pro day coming up. I feel really good about it. I ain't really anxious about nothing else. It's just at this point, time will tell, bro.
Went from Michigan State to Missouri.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it's cool.
You didn't want to go to Georgia.
That's my dad right there.
They said I was too small.
Bro.
Yeah, so from that clip there, you could definitely tell he's a BYOE kind of guy. Bring your own energy, for sure. But Nitro, what were we going to say?
Jakobi look young, bro.
He does. He does, though.
You
Not
know,
gonna lie.
Jacksons, like the Jacksons, they were younger. What he look like, don't he? He don't look like Jermaine.
Yep.
You're gonna have to bulk up a little bit. You're gonna have to, get the grown man body rocking and I know he's 6'4", so he's gonna be, naturally look a little bit lankier because his weight's spread out. But in that AFC North, man, I'm telling you, press man, which he was not good against in college, right? Against man coverage in general, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough on him. So, I mean, I got faith in. I hope that he can. He is the most intriguing prospect, I would say. In terms of his spectacular catchability and stuff like that. But, anyways, back to Zion Young. Void says here with the $2 super chat donation says, "How does Zion compare to T Sizzle as a player?" Coach, what do you think?
Ooh, it's tough because T Sizzle had so much production coming out of college. I think he like led the nation in sacks or something like that until Sack Daddy RIP broke it. So he's a really good run guy, but he's just now starting to develop a pass rush bag. And I think once that pass rush bag comes along, he's going to be hard to deal with. And that's why I had him in my, we talked about it yesterday, in my superlatives as the second-year player that's going to, like, really dominate. And I think that's where he is. His second year in the league, he's going to be a menace. I think he's going to learn from Trey Hendrickson. He's going to learn from Mike Green. He's going to learn from T-Rob. And he can be a mixture of all those guys in one body.
I said this on my show. I said this on Coach's show. I think this draft is going to give us 3 Pro Bowlers in the next 2-3 years. At least 3 Pro Bowlers and 2 All-Pros. Mark my words.
Can you name them?
The one, okay, so it could be anybody, but the ones I feel personally, I think the 3 that are going to eventually be Pro Bowlers, Vega on that line. I think Zion's going to be one too. And I think Adam Randall's going to be one. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. Now, all pros, Vega and Zion. In that defense, if Zion could become the player next to opposite of Trey Hendrickson or whatever you want to say, that, you know what I'm saying, with you can't even double all the time, especially in his second year, like Coach was alluding to, I don't think he's going to be a menace. I think he's going to be a Terminator. I think he's going to become one of those players that people be like, Coach, man, my arm hurt. I really believe that. I think once he smells blood in the water, I think he's just going to, like a feeding frenzy. Like he's just going to go even further. Like if he feels there's even a little bit of quit in you, he's just going to attack even harder. And I think Vega, just like you said, we're going to be running the ball more. Or not more, but we're still going to be running the ball. And if you're running the ball with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, you're getting a lot of yards and you're, creating those holes and this team's winning 12 games, all pro guard, I think it will be inevitable.
Yeah, I can see that. Asmodeus with another super chat donation says Zion made Caden Procton his biatch multiple times. Oh man, I haven't seen that film. Coach, have you seen that film that he's talking about?
I put it on Twitter or I put it maybe on my Patreon, but yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Shoot, yeah, I might gotta check that out. Because I didn't see that. But like my guy Nitro just mentioned, he is a guy. He's a talker. Like he said in that documentary, like he's a guy who, if he smells blood in the water, any little hint of weakness, right, he's gonna take advantage of it physically and verbally, and that's exactly what we love. Again, let's real quick, let's clap it up for the Ravens being willing to get some dogs, right, back on their roster. Because it felt like for so long, if you had that dog, if you had that alpha mentality, Harbaugh was like, nah, you can kick rocks. I'm the alpha here. I'm the captain here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he was basically saying for so long. But now Jesse Minter, he's purposely bringing in some dudes with attitude, you know? So I love that wholeheartedly. Again, kind of like in its totality here, just kind of wrapping up the draft talk, guys. I think that the Ravens did a solid job. I'm still going to stick by C plus again because I felt like rounds 2 through 4, right, could have been done a little bit better, in my estimation, by again getting wide receiver a little bit higher, maybe getting a center in there. I don't know, that way we can make sure that there's no questions on the offensive line, which there still are now. By the way, there's talks of the Ravens trying to trade, for a center. We'll see what that ends up looking like here in the next couple of weeks, I guess. But overall, I think that the Ravens did a solid job. I think you guys kind of share my estimation with that too, right?
Yeah, I think they did a solid job in the draft. I think they addressed some needs. They got some depth. They got some competition at positions that need competition. Now, obviously, we still need to see what's going on at center. But in my mind, if all else fails, you kind of drafted a center already.
Oh, because you think that Venga, but no, there's no way he could do that, coach. They can't do that with Venga. You can't tell a guy, draft a guy with the 14th pick who plays left guard and then try to experiment with him at center. You just can't do that, right?
It wouldn't be an experiment. I've seen him play center. I ain't seen, they was talking about moving Fano to center. I ain't seen Fano at center. I ain't, we got just as much tape of Vega playing center as we do Corey Bullock. Just as much tape as Vega playing center as the dude that Ledford brought in from Atlanta. Pender, I think that's his name. So
Pender, yeah.
I think it's get the best 5 out there. Even if it's Emory. If Emory's the center, get the best 5 out there. And the best 5 in my eyes right now is Venga, Emory, Ronnie, John Simpson, and Roger Rosengarten.
I was hoping that Emory would outplay Rosengarten, but okay.
Actually, they playing 2 separate positions. Emory's playing guard.
Yeah.
I thought Emory used to play tackle.
Used to.
Yeah.
Either way, this offensive line, I think that they have a good amount of options now. Of course, center, they still need to figure that out one way or another. I thought that they would address it in the draft. They didn't. So we'll see what they do here in the future. One more thing before we wrap up here. One more thing. Well, actually, 2 more things. This first thing here, a super chat donation from Asmodeus. Appreciate you, Asmodeus, with another 5 piece here in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Says the draft felt different. Look at New York drafting Reese, Arvell Reese, that is. Great player, crowded room. I believe that BPA, no matter what, might be more Harbs than Minter. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it like that, but I could see that, yeah. I could see that. Hell, I thought that Harbs was going to go for Venga at 10. I thought he was. I thought he was going to steal him right from underneath our noses. But he obviously didn't end up doing that, and I'm grateful he did. Hey, John, hey, look, salute to you, because you really could have ruined my entire draft experience, right? He could have did that, but he didn't. But appreciate you, Asmodeus. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was just going to say somebody thought he was going to ruin our experience just out of spite.
Yeah.
I did.
Somebody did.
I definitely did. Yeah, for sure.
I ain't pulling no elbows.
Yeah,
it was definitely me.
It was definitely me.
It was Nitro.
It was me. I listen, like I said before, that's like, I guess his programming kicked in. He's like BPA. But I thought he would be just a butt face, be like middle finger to everybody, and I would have been pissed. I'm that serious. I'd have been so mad.
Oh, I'd have been sick about it. Oh my goodness, man. I can't even imagine. But anyways, listen, one more thing before we get out of here. I got to ask you guys this. This is not Ravens related, but do y'all think that Mike Vrabel is going to step down as Patriots head coach? Do y'all think he's going to step down? Because there's been a lot of talks about it potentially happening. He's gone getting therapy. He's not talking to the team as much. And there's kind of, ethically, the Patriots might push back on him a little bit. We don't know. But do you think that he steps down?
Go ahead, Coach.
I don't. You got to remember, his owner was in a scandal as well with the massage thing. So He ain't gonna put that pressure on him to step down.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But do you think that ethically, right, the Patriots should, or the NFL maybe even should, give him some sort of sanction for what happened?
Yeah, but they said they wasn't doing anything. So they already came out and said it's a personal matter. They letting them handle it, which is wild.
So I don't have a definitive answer for that. My answer is it matters what comes out. That's where I'm at, because just like you've seen the NFL be like, oh no, we're gonna allow this guy to play, and then the video come out. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, we got to suspend him. Then something else come out and be like, oh, we kind of got to get him out of there for a while. I kind of feel the same way with him, because the Diana Rossini thing is opening up. It can open up a can of worms. I talked on this morning on my channel. A Pandora's box, might you? And if that Pandora's box gets open, using her, what was the word that they used? For draft, some way to use the swindle through drafting and certain stuff like that, or to get around tampering rules. You know what I mean? Circumvent tampering and all that stuff. We don't know if he's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how far it even went on top of it. What we are seeing is the tip of the iceberg. And one thing that it always says, the bottom of the iceberg is always bigger than the tip.
Yep.
So if the tip is all we see, he'll stay as the coach. But if any more of that tip is shown and it starts to shine bright for everybody's eyes, oh yeah, he's gone. Because somebody's head is going to have to roll. And it's not going to be the owners. I'll tell you that right now.
Well,
that's true. That's true. And again, it's just because Coach makes a good point. From the Patriots' perspective, Robert Kraft is like, I'm not going to discipline this guy. I was just in it with the same, sort of drama just a couple of years ago, right? And we all remember that very vividly with Robert Kraft. So,
boing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We have to wait and see. Diana Rossini has already stepped down from her job, and she's deleted all her social media. I mean, they're finding new stuff every day. I mean, they're finding that she might have, and this is speculation here, she might have named her one of her kids after Mike Vrabel, which is nasty, and the timelines kind of line up with that as well. So it makes sense there. They found her Spotify playlist that she shared with him that had a whole bunch of sexually suggestive music and stuff like that. They found that. She deleted her Spotify account. It's crazy.
They found her with a shirt that he's picked. They have pictures of him buying a very specific sweater, and then her wearing it, interviewing somebody. The same. I mean, they got that. So that's what I'm saying. It only matters how much more of this comes out. Because if it comes out that they were using it to break rules, you feel me? And circumvent certain things and cheating teams out of stuff, I'm telling y'all, man, it can get ugly really quick. And then all of a sudden, the Patriots won't even fire him. Vrabel will step down.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. We can see, like you mentioned, somebody's head does have to roll in situations like this typically. But okay, before we get out of here, last one, another super chat donation. This one's coming from Void. Appreciate you, Void. Shout out to you. Again, making it rain here on Quiet Storm Sports. Says 2024 Bateman or 2020 Nelly. Personally, give me Nelly. Oh, God. Void, what are we doing right now? What are we talking about? Put up similar numbers on a worse team with a worse quarterback. Come on, bro. Stop it. Just stop it, bro. We're not Void. We're not doing this. We are not doing this. I promise you, we're not. Nah, there's no way we end in the episode like this. We started off the episode with bullshit. We end in the episode with bullshit. I don't like it. I appreciate the donation, Void, but I do not agree with that take at all. Rashad Bateman in 2024, he put it all together, right? He finished top 10 in the league in touchdowns, for crying out loud, in 2024. So 2024, Rashad Bateman, I'm gonna have to get that football card, right? I'm gonna have to get that football card, get him to sign it, because that was a great year from his. But I think that this year will be better from Rashad Bateman. And with that being said, I'm gonna end it right there. I'm gonna get the last word on my boy Bateman, because I find that's important. That's important. Rashad Bateman, listen, if you're listening, and I know you're not, I need you to prove me right this year and all these other mofos wrong about you because they've been talking a lot of shit, right? A lot of junk. But I know what you bring to the table. And we got a new system this year, Declan Doyle. And of course, Lamar Jackson coming back. You've got that new offensive line. Now is your time. What are you prepared to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying here to Rashad Bateman. But with that being said, again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through to this episode of Quiet Storm Sports here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Before you get out of here, please be sure to like this video. Okay. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new and you do not want to miss any of our future episodes. Also, hit that notification bell. Like I said, I was joined here today by two very special guests. My guy, Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films, then also Nitro from The Wonderkin Show. Like I said before, both of their channels are linked down below in the description. If you are not subscribed, please scroll down to the description, click their links, subscribe to their channels, watch their content, like their videos, all the things. Coach, before we get out of here, let us know where we can find you on everything and then what you kind of got working on.
On X at Coach Evans 9 and everywhere else is Sip to Tally or Sip to Tally Films. And I also have more Sip to Tally, but just working on getting the videos out of the new draftees. I got one more that I'm going to do that's Benny, and then start diving into the Declan Doyle system from the Chicago Bears playbook, and also starting to look at what Mentor did in Los Angeles last year, try to get a feel for what we going to be looking forward to in the fall.
Love that. And I'm looking forward to that content because I was thinking about, covering that sort of stuff as well. So looking forward to seeing what you bring to the table on that one. Nitro, let us know where we can find you and what you got going on coming up here soon.
You can find me at these different social media platforms, X.
Remember, Coach don't like that voice.
Nah, you can find me on TikTok and stuff like that, and YouTube. Wonderkin Morning Show live every morning, Monday through Fridays, and you have videos on the Wonderkin Show daily. So definitely a lot of content, a lot of work, and we putting in that work. You feel me? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And again, appreciate both of you gentlemen for taking the time coming on here with me again. It's been a great run of episodes we've done. This is our third time linking up together for an episode, and each time it's been fire. So we got to keep bringing this connection together, every so often. And I'm sure I'll be hitting you guys up soon about it. And again, thank y'all for coming through. Everybody still watching live right now, salute to you as well. Replay gang, salute to you. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, special shout out to you as well. Again, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, stay positive, test negative, and never, ever, ever forget to call God. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.